today's cup of coffee, I need an evening cup of coffee. We just had a wonderful meal with Mom, oldest kid, and BB.
Yes, it was really good.
BB had made some chili beans,
yeah,
and they were delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had fixed homemade chicken salad.
Yes.
Had a choice of sourdough bread, rye bread, white bread, also known as light bread around here. I don't know why, but that's what it is. And it was just family.
Yes.
And people need to get back to doing that more often.
Yeah, some people don't have family, though.
That's true. And that's one of the things, hopefully, with these little videos, we want people to feel like they're family.
Mm-hmm.
So we include our little...
It's like an evening...
Our little weird family, but...
It's like a morning gathering.
Yeah. Or afternoon, or whenever you get a chance. Yeah, it's all good. Interesting stuff. Brent Swancer. I have this affinity for Brent Swancer. I really do.
Before we start the video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the video.
You're going to have to do it later.
I know. Yeah. I'm going to start doing what most people do. Asking people in the beginning and asking people at the end.
Don't do that. Don't annoy the people. They know the drill.
Subscribe.
Anyhow.
Subscribe.
Brent Swancer. And he wrote this on June the 11th of 2022. And, of course, this is from Mysterious Universe. Link will be in the description box. Bizarre cases of military encounters with strange aquatic humanoids.
Mermaids.
Actually, no. There's something else. Now, you got to realize our oceans are
is it the
so
blobfish? Because I know a few people that look like that.
We love the blobfish. We really do.
I want the blobfish replica that's made out of silicone, but damn it, it's like $80.
Whoever had made those, but they were amazing.
Yeah.
It was on Etsy. You can go and look at that.
There was one that was a devil. It was a devil blobfish. I wanted that one.
I missed that one.
I wanted that one.
But anyhow, he doesn't look like that in his natural habitat. He sort of deflates.
Yeah.
God love it.
In his natural habitat, he's a balloon. When he comes up to the surface, the deflation.
As opposed to the rest of us, they're dealing with inflation. It was just so there. You just opened that door and I stepped right in.
I didn't. You shoved that door open.
But the oceans...
You broke that door down.
The oceans are vastly unexplored.
Yeah.
We have no clue what's down there.
What, is it only like 5% is actually known of it?
I'm not sure. I didn't look up the statistic, but it's not much. And part of it is as far as the pressure and stuff, trying to develop equipment that can go down there.
Mm-hmm, which is incredibly difficult. You would think
and very expensive.
Spaceships are a thing. The pressure up there. Why can't we develop shit to go in the sea?
Exactly. That's a good question. Why are more monies being spent on going into space than exploring our oceans?
I would like more monies to be put in the oceans rather than what's out of our realm.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That's something that I don't think anybody has had a good answer for.
I think it's because they're hiding shit.
It very well could be.
They know that there's shit down there. They have the technology and they have used it before, but they just don't want people. They are keeping a good hush-hush on that.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Civilizations in the sea.
The UAPs and stuff like that, UFOs, have, been known to come and go out of the water.
Yeah.
Oldest kid told us something. He said the reason that they are calling them UAPs instead of UFOs has to do with FOIA requests.
With what?
FOIA requests,
What's
Freedom
that?
of Information Act. And that if you don't use the correct term, then they don't have to release the documents. And I'm like, well, damn.
Well, guess what? We're going to be using whatever thing they change it to.
Yeah. There's always people.
Us documentation.
I believe in the powers of the weaponized autisms. I really do. Whatever these people come up with, I know that there's somebody out there that can counter it. So, We actually need to get oldest kid involved in one of these. And you can see the difference between youngest kid and oldest kid, or hear the difference between youngest kid and oldest kid.
There's a difference. There's a difference. There is a difference.
There is a difference.
Look, there's a cow, and it's speed walking.
Well, it's all right. It's not in our yard. So,
not yet.
Mr. Swancer writes, there is one corner of weirdness that seems to get little coverage. Strange encounters with odd aquatic entities by military personnel. These are trained military men who have come across weird things beneath the waves for which their training has not prepared them. Here we will look at an assortment of such cases of seeming aquatic humanoids that stumped military personnel. In one report from researcher Linda Moulton Howe, which I am a huge fan of hers, in 1968, there was an odd encounter with some sort of aquatic humanoid made by a former U.S. Army Specialist 4. Military policemen who at the time had been stationed at Presidio, someplace like that, in San Francisco, California, as well as at Fort Baker, in Marin County, California. The witness calls himself David and says that at the time of his weird encounter, he had been on a patrol at Fort Baker at approximately 1 a.m. in the morning, not far from the main installation and only about 20 feet from the water's edge at San Francisco Bay. He had been with a partner, and at some point during their patrol, they noticed fleeting movement in the dark and slowed the vehicle to see what it was, thinking it must be a trespasser. The witness says, quote, at least he lets me know who he's quoting. When I applied the brakes, it lit that thing up. It was a humanoid form. The only way I can describe it is if you saw the movie The Creature from the Black Lagoon. It was very, very close to that. Very close. The head was a little bit smaller, but the overall form of it was very close to that creature. And it came out of the water and it stood on the road. And when I put the brakes on, I could see it clearly. And my partner turned around and he saw it. It was a humanoid form, but what I could make out... I
can see clearly now the rain is gone.
God, you made me lose my place here. My partner turned around and he saw it. It was a humanoid form, but I could make out the detail of it, and it looked like it wasn't flesh. I could look at it, and it kind of looked like, it looked like some kind of lizard skin or something like that. You can tell that dude is from California. By the way this is written, I'm sure it was verbatim. You can tell it's California.
I couldn't tell.
That's what it looked like, but it was a little smoother than that. The color of it was kind of a greenish brown, dark greenish brown. And it had broad shoulders, so it looked very healthy. It looked very strong and healthy because it was tall. I would guess that it was about 9 feet. It was kind of hard to judge, but definitely not under 7 feet. I'd say it was about 9 feet. And as we looked at it, the creature stood there for maybe 5 seconds or at most 10 seconds, and it took off. I could see it just run, but it ran not back into the water, but towards the cliff that was there. There was a sheer cliff there that it ran against and disappeared. We were both a little shaken, to be honest with you. So my partner, we both saw this thing, and we saw it run into the cliff. There's nothing but a cliff there.
No shit. You just stated that.
I can't imagine anybody being able to climb that cliff. It was just like a wall. Now, the reason that I did not edit that was because it was a direct quote. But my God, I wanted to edit that.
I'm concerned about what I found at the bottom of my shoe.
I don't want to think about it. Another account from the same time period that also involves military personnel on the beach was related by researcher Scott Corrals at the site in Explica. I think that's what it is, and originates from a report given by a military man stationed at the Caribbean island of Antigua in 1969.
Mm-hmm.
What? They can go on there and read the report themselves and see where I screwed up on the pronunciations. On this evening, he and a few friends had gone down to Memora Bay to do some night fishing. As the sun went down, they noticed a group of people having a bonfire down the beach, and they didn't think much of this at the time, but then the people around the fire were reported to have been engaging in some sort of ritual, forming an inexplicable circle, and even seemingly sacrificing chickens.
Voodoo.
And it says something.
Can't you see I'm trying to sacrifice this chicken, but the chicken's dead? Yeah, did you notice that when you found it without a head?
Really?
No shit, it's dead. What, did you notice it when you found it without a head? You know where that's from?
No, not at all.
The live action Scooby-Doo movie.
I know that one totally lost reference. I'm so sorry. Anyhow, something began to stir out among the waves, and the witness says, quote, "We suddenly saw someone come out of the water. We were speechless. It wasn't a skin diver. It was a person, but a lot taller. Standing over 6 feet tall, he walked slowly and surely toward the men in the circle," end quote. Well, at least that person was pretty concise and coherent in their quote.
Yeah.
And for that, I'm grateful. The beast in question was described as humanoid in general shape, but with an angular, tapered head, webbed hands and feet, and a row of bony protrusions going down its scaly back. As it approached the group doing the ritual, one of them walked up to it holding a bowl containing the chicken's blood, which the creature took and began to drink from. When it had finished the contents of the bowl, it silently turned around and headed back towards the water, where it dove in and disappeared into the darkness. The men were thoroughly freaked out and vacated the area with great haste.
It was an Anuki beast.
Well, a what?
An Anuki beast.
What is that?
It's this weird fucking alien-looking creature.
Did you just make that up?
No, that was also from the Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh my God. It's another strange encounter supposedly happened at Russia's Lake Baikal in 1982. No, I'm not, because that is one of the endearing things about me, is that if it's some kind of foreign name, I will fuck it up. Okay, so just to be expected. Let's see. Let's tune in today and see what you can't pronounce. Navy divers in the lake on a training exercise reported coming across an unknown human-like organisms, or more than one, swimming at a depth of around 164 feet. The huge humanoids were described as being around 10 feet tall and wearing some sort of skin-tight silver suits and round helmets.
Skin-tight, skin-tape suit.
Well, it says when the divers tried to pursue the creatures in order to catch them, they fought back, and 3 of the Russian divers purportedly died as a result, with 4 others being seriously injured after they were propelled from the depths by a powerful, mysterious force, which caused massive decompression injuries. So whatever these things were, they just threw these divers out of the water.
Yeah.
And it says,
damn,
these would not be the only alleged giant underwater humanoids to be spotted in Russian lakes, and they were supposedly reported from all over remote waters at the time. So I don't know.
Okay.
That very same year, there was a training exercise of reconnaissance divers going on at another lake somewhere in Russia. This mission was supposedly actually warned about what had happened at the previous Russian lake, that I butchered the name, by a major general that I'm not even going to try. And he was also
not even going to
the commander of the military diver service of the engineer forces of the Ministry of Defense, USSR. Such stories were further fueled by an account from somebody else that I can't pronounce, who came across enormous underwater humanoids while diving in the Black Sea to hunt sharks in 1996. He claimed that as he was diving at a depth of around 8 meters in the Anapa area, he was terrified to see a group of massive humanoid creatures
with a coughing issue.
Oh my God.
Hold up, we're going to pause for a second.
Okay.
Boob at the full. Boob at the full.
He claimed that as he was diving at a depth of around 8 meters in the Anapa area, he was terrified to see a group of massive humanoid creatures around 3 meters in length ascending from below. They were described as being milky white in color with human-like faces but tails like fish. So there's your mer people type thing.
Mm-hmm.
The entity in front reportedly saw this man that starts with a B and stopped to stare with bulging frog-like eyes, and another passed while waving with a webbed hand. It's like, hey dude, how be you?
I inked. I finally made ink.
They photobombed them.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. The whole group approached until they were unsettlingly close before suddenly darting off into the murk. Whatever these cases were describing, these accounts and more have been covered in some depth in a book by ufologists Paul Stonehill and Philip Mantle called Russia's USO Secrets, Unidentified Submersible Objects in Russian and International Waters. So I'll have to look into that book and see if that's has any credence to it.
Yeah.
I know there was one that I was researching the other day that was very much like that other one I paid monies for and was horse shit. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to buy horse shit, I want it to be for the garden.
Fertilizer.
Yeah, not something that sits on a bookshelf.
Why can't you just use cow shit?
Well, you can. You can, and might as well get used to that because.
And you didn't want to talk about my experience in the woods today.
Leave it. Just leave it. Leave it. But as far as lots of unidentified things being in the oceans, I can see that happening very easily.
Yeah.
And there was, when we were researching the mermaid thing several weeks back, there was footage of, I think they were British Navy people, that there was something in the background. I mean, they were filming like training missions or whatever they were doing.
Loves it.
And that there was this creature that very quickly swam behind them. Me showing you that?
Yeah.
And it was freaky. It did not look like it was any kind of, faked something. But these days, you never know. There are so many things that can be faked.
That is true. It's hard to be discerning with that stuff.
It is. It really is. But I thought those were pretty cool water encounters.
I still would like the blood drinking vampires to be real.
No, you don't. No, you really don't.
Yeah, I do.
You think that you would want something like that. You would think that it would be like this heroic vampire that would only feed on the bad people.
No. No, I never said that.
Somebody like Blade. That would be cool.
That would be cool, but no, I'm thinking realistic vampire here. I'm like...
I liked the character of Blade lots. Cool. That was just, yeah.
Seeing something like that on the news, being like, oh, shit. There's a vampire on the loose.
Well, there's vampires on the news every night.
Vampire on the loose. Not
no,
the
I'm
news.
just like I said, there are vampires on the news every night.
You're talking about psychic vampires.
Now, am I really? Now, I think a lot of these people, they into the blood drinking.
Just because you drink blood does not make you a vampire.
No, it's a matter of the blood.
They have to survive on.
Some of these things are worse than vampires ever dreamed of being. But anyhow, that first one very much sounded like some kind of reptilian. And we think of reptilians as far as being on dry land, but that's not necessarily so.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows?
I mean, there's aquatic reptiles.
I'm sure that there are.
No, there is.
So we don't know that was not what these people saw was some form of reptilian that is aquatic.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, the lizard people. I hear they taste like chicken.
Whoever said reptiles taste like chicken, they're damn liars.
Well, actually, that time that we tried alligator, it wasn't bad until you hit a certain point, and then it was just like swamp. It tasted
swamp.
like swamp water smells. And then you're like,
It tastes like
I'm
swamp
through.
water.
You're like, I'm through. I mean, you can go out here and catch a carp if you really want that type of flavor. So.
Hell no. Hell no.
Oh,
That's not just a no, that's a hell no.
That's not a fun thing. There's people that knows how to fillet them and take that mud streak out from what I've heard.
Yeah.
But those are fish. Those are not the reptiles.
Fish.
But they are aquatic
Fish.
creatures.
Yeah.
But they're not unknown. I appreciate Mr. Swancer. They've worked with him. They have worked with him, and he is doing much better. And that one quote, that was just whoever it was that was speaking. And I'm like, God love you. Just that could have been said in like a sentence.
Yeah. Take a look at the anglerfish, also known as the football fish. Those things look alien.
Oh, those things, there are things down in the deep ocean that are horrific.
Yeah, that's where it's from.
Yeah.
And it's not even the deepest part of the ocean.
No. I mean, they've got those big trenches and stuff like that down there.
Yeah.
We have no clue.
No. It's like, oh shit, what the fuck is this?
But,
What the fuck was that?
yeah. But we really do, as far as if they want to explore something, explore the ocean as opposed to going, into space and stuff.
Yeah.
Elon Musk make one of those submarine things that can go into those deep trenches.
Yellow submarine.
Whatever. If you've had experiences with the paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, aquatic humanoids, if you've got local...
Aquatic UAPs.
Oh, God. If you've got local, regional, or family myths or legends, send those to cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and the email address is in the description box as well. Know that you're loved.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, if you want to reach out to us just to say, hey, I'm on the planet, I need some encouragement, I need some prayer, that's perfectly fine.
Yes.
And even if it's not an immediate response, I usually try to check my email once a day, but sometimes it may be a couple of days depending on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I will get back to you.
Yeah. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all. Have a good... don't eat them.
Don't eat what?
The
The reptilians? I don't know. I think those things...
It is bad.
Put them on a pig pole, put it over a spit, and put it over a fire.
Lizard on a stick.
Absolutely. There you go.
Charred lizard on a stick.
That's exactly. They do that with iguanas.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm
So
referencing.
you gotta have a game plan, people. You
It's
gotta
disturbing
have
as fuck.
stock up on barbecue sauce. There you go. Y'all
nasty.
have a beautiful,
You're
blessed
nasty.
day. We'll see you on the next cup.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. You're nasty.